Okay, good morning, all of you. In the last lectures, we are discuss about the characterization technique that is the same that scanning electron microscopy. So, in the scanning electron microscopy, there is very important thing is that the scanning electron microscopy gives the idea or the informations about your nanomaterials like morphology and the surface characteristics of your nanomaterials. So the very important thing is in a same characterizations of your nanomaterials, and that is the sample preparations. And we know that the construction and working of your uh, same. This is the similar things which will be we discuss today also in the transmission electron microscopy. So that time I will repeat it, the construction and working of your same. But the sample preparation in the same, it is very important things because all the samples must of the appropriate size, and therefore they required some specific chambers. So this specimens or this nanomaterials, it can be when you characterize with the help of this same, and that time your sample should be completely dry, so without moistures your sample, then you have to upload it, or you have to fill into the sample into the chambers, that is the your uh, samples create or sample cell, right? So and your sample or the chamber, it should be dry, and your chamber should be a high vacuum. There is no any kind of gases or any kind of air, and it is hard dry materials like wood, bone and feathers. Dry insect can be examined with the help of this little treatment. Okay, so same can be observed only, not only the chemicals, it can be observed any kind of living organisms like viruses or like your uh, insects, dry insect. Okay, so the sample you can prepare the dry samples, and you can observe any kind of living organisms and the chemical compositions or chemical materials under the same, right? So this sample, it should be required of fiction in a living organism. Sample should be fixed with the chemicals, because if you expose your samples, living organism samples like a soft cells or any kind of viruses, so their internal structures can be disturbed with the help of these electrons, and therefore we need to fix with the chemicals, and then we can expose this your living organism samples to the same. So this is a very important things in a that is same. This tissue can be dehydrated and it can be dry, and then we can use to the adhesive such as epoxy resin. So these are the some sample preparations. Disadvantages and advantages, we just see the disadvantages and advantages. So disadvantages of electron microscopy is that the insulating sample cannot be used in the directly, because it get the charge, and due to incident electrons the image may become faulty and blur, आणि त्यामुळे आपण इन्सुलेटिंग जे सॅम्पल्स असतात ते आपण याच्यामध्ये यूज करू शकत नाही. ओके, and after that the insulating solids are coated with this. आता याला कोट जर तुम्ही केलं एखाद्या कंडक्टिंग मटेरियलनी, then we can no issue, then we can use it is as an sample. Required a metal film or the any time of platinum, something this having a less than 10 nanometer size, and due to this coating it becomes conducting, and then we can use to the uh, study for the your samples as an sample. Due to such a coating of biological samples can be analyzed with the help of this same and electron microscopes like this. So this is all the things which is discussed in the same. Some of the advantages of this scanning electron microscope is this is the first methods which is given this kind of informations about the tiny particles. This method is used to biological samples also, and it required very little amount of samples for this methods, and it is non-destructive methods. But some have this same technique have some disadvantages. So what kind of disadvantages they have? They have the disadvantages like because as I told you, this same technique we cannot be used for the non-conducting materials. It requires some conducting materials, so therefore we need to coating with the conducting materials and then we can use it, right? By this methods we can image at atomic levels cannot be obtained. So same cannot give the atomic level of kind of information. So this is the two disadvantages of your same. Now, friends, today we are going to discuss about the next technique, the characterization technique of a nanomaterial, that is the transmission electron microscopy, which short form it is TEM. त्याला आपण TEM म्हणतोय. TEM. Transmission electron microscopy. So this is the word in transmissions. It's itself it is a meaningful, because transmissions it gives the meaning of the pass the something to the someone. एखादी गोष्ट एखाद्याकडे पाठवणे किंवा ट्रान्समिट करणे किंवा पास करणे त्याला आपण ट्रान्समिशन्स म्हणतोय. So this transmissions it is give the idea about the transmission electron microscopes. So what is transmissions, or what is the transmit through this instruments or through this technique? So obviously we know that we are observing or we are discussing about the electron microscope. So this is the electron microscopy, right? So if it is we discussing the electronic microscopy or electron microscopy, so it means electrons only transmit, right? So the transmission electrons microscope, electrons are allowed to transmit through the sample under the study, right? So some of the incident electrons are scattered, some of the electrons it is deflected with the when it striking on the your nanomaterials. So that time काही electrons scattered होतात, काही electrons deflect. So at the bottom of microscope the unscattered electrons, काही electrons त्या तुमच्या नॅनोमटेरियल मधून पास होतात. It can be penetrate, and then that unscattered electrons which is stuck on the fluorescent screen, so that electrons can be hit on the fluorescent screen which is placed on the at the bottom in the transmissions microscopy, right? So which gives the image of your samples after the transmission, or after the penetrating your samples, the electrons are hit to on the screen, that is the fluorescent screens which will be used in the transmission electron microscopy, and it's that screen gives the shadow of or the image of your sample nanomaterial ची तुम्हाला image इथे मिळेल. So the construction and work, this is the simple principle of your transmission electron microscope, right? Construction and working of your TEM, that is the major component of this transmission electron microscopy, as it is very similar to the scanning electron microscopy, right? So it consists of an electron source as like your same, which is also called as electron gun. म्हणजे ज्यामध्ये इलेक्ट्रॉन त्यामधून बाहेर पडतात त्याला आपण इलेक्ट्रॉन गन म्हणतोय, जे सेम मध्ये सुद्धा यूज केलं होते. इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक लेन्सेस, जे आता आपण इथे इलेक्ट्रोमॅग्नेटिक लेन्सेस यूज करतोय ते सिमिलरली या सेम मध्ये सुद्धा यूज केले. कंडेन्सर्स, सो two different types of condensers we are using in the same, so as well as you are using in the TEM also. Sample stage किंवा सॅम्पल ठेवण्यासाठी आपल्याला एक one kind of the stage we can arrange in the instrument. So that is the necessary arrangement in a same and as well as same also. So for phosphors or the fluorescent screen only used in the TEM. The such kind of a screen we are not using the same. Same मध्ये आपण fluorescent screen use करत नाही. That is we are using the different kinds of the recognized recognition or recognized device, three types of device, and then we can use to amplify to the amplify, and then it's connected to the computer display or the TV display. But here we are using the in a TEM, that is a fluorescent screen. Okay, so this is a simple difference. And the vacuum chamber we are using in the same and as well as a TEM also. So this is the similarity between the major component in a TEM and same. Okay, but some of the uh, things which is very different than that of your same. And what is that things? That is the electrons of very high energy, and it is order of more than 50,000 electron volt. So that type of the this is the this much amount of the energy can be produced by of your high energy electrons, so from the electron gun. So these are allowed to pass through the series of magnetic lenses to focus sharply on the sample. आता ही जे तयार झालेले एवढी अमाऊंट ऑफ एनर्जी तयार झालेले जे काही इलेक्ट्रॉन्स असतात, हाय एनर्जी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जे इलेक्ट्रॉन गन मधून येतात, ते मॅग्नेटिक लेन्सेस वरती काय होतात, स्ट्राईक होतात. आणि मॅग्नेटिक लेन्सेस हे अशा पद्धतीने फोकस केलेले असतात की जेणेकरून तुमचे जे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स त्यावरती स्ट्राईक झाल्यानंतर ते तुमच्या सॅम्पल वरच पडावे. So this kind of arrangement is required in the TEM, and that kind of arrangement it is very necessary to characterize your samples. Okay, so this is the necessary arrangement which will be placed in a transmission electron microscopy. TEM मध्ये ते असेल. So this is the construction and working of your transmission microscopy. Again, the TEM requires very thin sample. This is very necessary because why it is required the thin sample? Because the electron should penetrate your samples. It is does not scanning the surface area. जसं सेम मध्ये आपण काय म्हणतो की सरफेस एरिया फक्त स्कॅन करतोय, पण इथे तसं नाहीये. इथे काय करतात की इलेक्ट्रॉन्स तुमच्या सॅम्पलला पेनिट्रेट करतात. सो देर इज व्हेरी नेसेसरी युअर सॅम्पल शुड बी थिन, बिकॉज द इलेक्ट्रॉन शुड ट्रान्समिट थ्रू द सॅम्पल. सॅम्पल मधून ते निघून जायला पाहिजे, आणि तेव्हाच ते काय होऊ शकतात, तुमच्या सॅम्पलला कॅरेक्टराइज करू शकतात किंवा त्याची इमेज तुम्हाला देऊ शकतात. सो TEM requires very thin samples. Then the transmitted electrons below the samples are collected on a fluorescent screen. So those electrons which is penetrate your samples, that unscattered electrons are is recognized on the fluorescent screen. Fluorescent screen मध्ये ते आपण recognize करतोय, आणि ती जी इमेज मिळते, that image it is a stem spectra तो असतो. So in the region of where electrons do not pass through the samples, the image is dark. म्हणजे ज्या ठिकाणी इलेक्ट्रॉन पास होत नाही ती इमेज काय असेल, डार्क असेल. ज्या ठिकाणी ते इलेक्ट्रॉन्स तिथून पास होतात त्या सॅम्पल मधून, ती जी इमेज असेल ती इमेज काय असते, दॅट इमेज it is not a dark, it is a somewhat light, right? Where the electron passes through the sample image is bright, that is the bright image, and the image recording systems, that is convert the electron image into the some form of the perceptual to human eye. म्हणजे जे तुमच्या ह्युमन आयने दिसेल अशा पद्धतीने तुम्हाला ते इमेज ऑफ युअर सॅम्पल ऑफ युअर नॅनो मटेरियल्स दॅट कॅन बी गिव्ह द स्पेक्ट्रा ऑफ अ टेमचा स्पेक्ट्रा तुम्हाला त्या पद्धतीने मिळत असतो. ओके, so this kind of the image which can be obtained with the help of characterization technique, that is a transmission electron microscopy, right? So this is the uh, commercial available transmission electron microscopy, that is the TEM. And this is firstly that time is called as a tunneling electron microscope, but nowadays it is called as a transmission electron microscopes. So this is the two scientists. One is the Ruska, and second one is that this is the typical scientist, that is two scientists working on this and then awarded the Nobel Prize. So these are the two scientists, German physicists, which is they develop this kind of instruments, and they gives the basic principles of this one. So basic principle, it is nothing the different than that of we discuss here. So design of transmission electron microscope, it is analogous to of an optical microscope, which is having the higher energy electrons, and that energy are used to gives the image of your samples when it's striking on your sample or penetrate on your samples. After the unscattered or that penetrate electrons, which is heat on your fluorescent screen, and that fluorescent screen gives the spectra. Okay, so this is the schematic arrangement of your TAME. This just like your same, here is the your electron gun, which is the source of your electrons. Here is the this kind of condenser lens, but now here we use the sample stage in a center. सेम मध्ये आपण सॅम्पल स्टेज इथे बघतोय. टेम मध्ये सॅम्पल स्टेज हा सेंटरला आहे. सो दिस इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट डिफरन्स बिटवीन सेम अँड टेम. आता आपल्याला इथे टेम सेम मध्ये काय करतोय आपण, इथे फक्त स्कॅन करतोय त्याला, इथं असतोय. पण सेम मध्ये इथे सॅम्पल स्टेज आहे, आणि या सॅम्पल मधून इथे जे सॅम्पल्स असतात यामधून तुमचे इलेक्ट्रॉन पास होतात, पेनिट्रेट होतात, अँड देन हिअर युअर फ्लोरोसंट स्क्रीन, अँड once it's striking out fluorescent screen, this fluorescent gives the shadow of your sample. This gives the shadow of your nanomaterials, so this is the very basic and different between the same and same. Here is the objective lenses, that is the magnetic lenses, which is a very arrangement in kind of arrangement, that is the sharply your sample should be striking on it, and then it comes to the fluorescent screen. So that is the projector lenses. Okay, so here exactly what happened, this is the backscatter electrons, and this one is the this is a backscatter electrons, electronic beams, and X-ray emissions, diffractions, or detections. So this is the things which will be happen in a exactly आपण जसं म्हटलं की tear shape volume interactions will be observed. So this is the tear shape volume is interaction is observed in the TAME also. The important component of your TAME, that is the condenser system, that is the lenses, and that is aperture, or the this is very controlling your sample. Objective lenses, this objective lenses, it is gives the limit resolutions of your and controlling the images of your this samples. Any kind of a condition is there. Projector lenses, which play an important role to magnify the images of your samples, and then you gives the final screen or final image, the very sharp and bright image we give by the projector lenses. So this is the controlling system. These are the controlling system in your same TAME, right? And the intermediate lenses, which is transmission or the magnifying the enlarged images in the instruments. So this is the operating, or this is the this kind of working is required, or these occur in a instruments, that is the transmitted electrons below the samples are collected on the fluorescent screen. That is very natural process in the TAME. In the region where electrons do not pass through the samples, the image is dark, and where electrons passes through the samples, it is bright. This is we discussed already. The image recording system convert the electron image into the some form of the perceptual to human eye, जे आपल्याला आपल्या मानवाच्या डोळ्याने दिसू शकेल अशी इमेज आपल्याला जी कन्वर्ट करून देते. So then avoid to interactions of electrons with air molecules. The whole assembly kept in vacuum chamber. Vacuum chamber मध्ये का ठेवतोय, कारण जर एअर सोबत किंवा कुठल्याही गॅसेस सोबत जर तुमचा मॉलिक्युल्स किंवा इलेक्ट्रॉन्स तिथे जर स्टक होत असेल किंवा हिट होत असेल, तर इलेक्ट्रॉनची दिशा बदलते, आणि दे कॅनॉट बी पास थ्रू युअर सोल्युशन्स और सॉरी युअर सॅम्पल. सो they does not able to use the image of your sample exactly. So that kind of some faulty results will be obtained. Okay, so that is the things which will be used the vacuum chamber. Then the sample for the TAME should be व्हेरी थिन. आपल्याला कसं सॅम्पल पाहिजे आहे, टेमला जर तुम्हाला सॅम्पल पाठवायचं असेल तर थिन असायला पाहिजे आणि पावडर्ड असायला पाहिजे. म्हणजे सॉलिड त्याला पावडर करून क्रिस्टलाइन मटेरियल चालत नाही, तर त्यासाठी आपल्याला पावडर करायला पाहिजे. ओके. द एनर्जी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन शुड बी व्हेरी हाय. That is the greater than 50,000 of electrons energy is required for this characterization technique, and that is the this much amount of energy we can generate it from the electron guns, right? So 10 can be used for the single particles also. So आपण 10 हा सिंगल पार्टिकल्स सुद्धा काय करू शकतो, त्याचं कॅरेक्टरायझेशन आपण करू शकतो. सो दिस इज द थिंग्स विच विल बी हॅपन इन युअर टेम. टेम इट इज अन व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग्स अँड गिव्ह द इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट द size of your nanomaterials, size of your nanomaterials, which gives the information from the stem, and the morphology of your nanomaterials gives the information from the stem. So some of the distinguished point between the same and stem. So scanning electron microscope and the transmission electron microscope having some differences. So what kind of differences is there? In a same, electron beam scan over the surface of the sample. म्हणजे आपण म्हणतोय की स्कॅनिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन मायक्रोस्कोप काय करतोय, तुमच्या सॅम्पलला फक्त काय करतोय, स्कॅन करतोय सरफेस लेवल वरती. बट टेम, इन अ टेम the electrons it passes through the sample मधून तो पेनिट्रेट होतो. Okay, so this is the one difference. Second difference between these two, sample can be of any thickness and is mounted on the stuff. कुठल्याही थिकनेसचं सॅम्पल जरी असेल, किती क्रिस्टलाइन असेल किंवा आणखी कुठल्याही थिकनेस त्याला असेल, तर that is a no issue for the same, because it just the surface scanning electron microscopy. So but in a team specially prepared thin samples, it require a thin samples because it penetrate through the samples. Okay. Then third difference between these two, that is the sample stage is in the chamber at the bottom. इथे आपण म्हटलंय की बॉटमला तुमचं सॅम्पल ठेवल्या जातंय त्या कॉलम मध्ये किंवा त्या इन्स्ट्रुमेंट मध्ये. बट in a team we can make an arrangement as an the sample stage it is on the center, that is halfway of your column, right? Then the next difference between this images of the surface of the sample ला आपण फक्त surface ची image इथे घेतोय, पण इथे image of 2-dimensional projection of the sample. Okay. And the next and last difference between image shown on the TV monitor or computers, but here we are using the special screen, that is a fluorescent screen for the image to show in the TEM, right? So these are the differences between SAME and TEM. SAME आणि TEM मध्ये अशा पद्धतीचे differences आहे. So the next part, it is the part that is the applications of your nanomaterials. Next and the last part, that is the applications of your nanomaterials. Nanomaterial चे काय applications आहे? So some of the applications I just quoted over here, that is the applications, the like in electronics, energy, high energy, or biologicals, and then lot of application is there, health, industry. So we just discuss the some of the applications of the nanomaterials. So applications of nanomaterials, that is these are the applications. So this I just put it over here some applications, but lot of applications in a nanotechnology or nanoscience. नॅनोमटेरियल्स चे हे किंवा नॅनो सायन्सचे किंवा नॅनो टेक्नॉलॉजी खूप सारे अप्लिकेशन्स आहेत. आपण फक्त इथे काही ठळक अप्लिकेशन्स मी इथे ठेवतोय. सो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, दिस इज द applications we are useful. This property of nanomaterials, it is a very useful property nowadays in the electronics. That is the nanocrystallines or photonics or some things like this. The material is used in the electronic appliances or the instruments, so that its size is decreases and the efficiency of the electronic instruments or this materials, it is increases, right? So as a nanocrystalline materials are of ultra high purity. So that the very important things, that is the thermal conductivity and longer lastings are instruments, and that the things which will be used in the nanomaterials, it is very useful in electronics. म्हणजे जसं आपण जर नॅनो मटेरियल यूज करून जर एखाद्या इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स डिव्हाइस आपण तयार करत असेल, किंवा त्याच्यामध्ये काही पार्ट असतात, जसं तुमच्या कम्प्युटरची चिप असेल, किंवा तुमच्या मोबाईल मध्ये सुद्धा काही आता नॅनो मटेरियल्स यूज करतात. सो इफ that kind of things are used in the electronic materials, जर तुम्ही तशा पद्धतीने फॅब्रिकेट किंवा डिव्हाइस तयार करत असेल, तर त्याची जी कॅपॅसिटी आहे, इफिशियन्सी आहे, काम करण्याचा जो परफॉर्मन्स आहे तो वाढतो, बिकॉज ऑफ द नॅनो मटेरियल्स आर युजिंग द electronics. So some of the examples like a zinc selenide, that is a nanocrystalline material, zinc sulfide, cadmium sulfide. So these materials can be synthesized by the Solgel methods, and that is the materials it is improve the resolutions of television screen. टेलिव्हिजन स्क्रीनची जी रिझोल्युशन असेल ती इम्प्रूव्ह करते, ब्लरनेस जो असेल तो कमी करतोय. कम्प्युटर मॉनिटर्स मध्ये सुद्धा तुम्हाला त्याची स्क्रीन जी असेल ते स्वच्छ आणि व्यवस्थित दिसते, ते बिकॉज ऑफ दिस मटेरियल्स आर used in the nano materials and the nanocrystallines in that screen. So they are used in the high definition televisions or the flat panels display. So this kind of results of in electronics materials. So this is the very important things of nanotechnology gives us, right? आता जे तुमचे डोळे दुखत नाही किंवा एखाद्या स्क्रीन कडे बघितल्यानंतर तुम्हाला स्वच्छ दिसते, सो दॅट इज द बिकॉज ऑफ हिज नॅनो materials or the nano science, right? The next application, that is the energy, that is an fuel cells. Fuel cells मध्ये खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणात applications nanotechnology आहे. So the nanomaterials or nanotechnology or nanoscience are used to reduce the cost of catalysis which is used in the fuel cell. Fuel cell मध्ये जे काही catalysis use करतात ते nanoscience किंवा nanotechnology use करून त्याची cost, त्याची किंमत कमी करते, and it produce the hydrogen ions from the fuel cell. fuel cell पासून हायड्रोजन आयन्स तयार करतोय, and that hydrogen ions such as the we are using the methanols, and it improve the efficiency of the membranes used in the fuel cell. fuel cell मध्ये जे काय membranes असतात त्या membranesला splitting of hydrogens करून that hydrogen ions are using, and then the catalytic process and that cost of the fuel cells on their membranes can be reduces. So this is the very important applications of your nanomaterials or nanotechnology. uh, high energy density batteries we are using, that is the conventional and the rechargeable batteries are used in the almost all the appliances, but that is your phones, toys and watches. So ते जे आपण बॅटरीज यूज करतोय किंवा ते जे रिचार्जेबल सेल्स आपले असतात किंवा ते इन्स्ट्रुमेंट्स असतात, सो द एनर्जी डेन्सिटी स्टोरेज कॅपॅसिटी ऑफ दॅट बॅटरी इज व्हेरी लो, बट इफ यू रिक्वायर्ड, त्याला आपल्याला खूप वेळा चार्जिंग करावं लागते. पण नॅनो क्रिस्टलाइन मटेरियल यूज करून जर आपण त्यामध्ये त्याला त्यापासून जर बनवलं असेल, फॉर एक्झाम्पल जर निकेल मेटल हायड्राइड, दॅट बॅटरी मेड अप ऑफ द नॅनो क्रिस्टलाइन निकेल, and the metal hydride requires a less frequent recharges and last for longer time. So that nanocrystalline material, it is very useful in a solar cells with the enhance its efficiency. त्याची efficiency सुद्धा ते वाढवते. So this is the nickel nanomaterials. It is very useful in this kind of instruments to increase their efficiency. जो रिचार्जेबल सेल असेल किंवा त्या सगळ्या बॅटरीज असतील त्यामध्ये आपण हे मटेरियल यूज करू शकतोय. ओके. देन द इंडस्ट्री. So the tougher and the harder cutting tools like your this tungsten carbides and the talcum carbides and titanium carbides, this is the material, it is very harder, and therefore this material are used in the this cutting tools. हे सगळे हार्ड असतात त्यामुळे कटिंग टूल्स मध्ये आपण यूज करतोय आणि ते गंजत नाही. दॅट मटेरियल कॅनॉट बी, इट इज खराब होत नाही आणि त्यामुळे आपण ते यूज करतोय. आणि ते इट इज इरोशन रेजिस्टन्स लॉंग लस्टर्स अँड दॅट नॅनो मटेरियल इट इज यूज इन दिस drill machines and this cutting tools. Okay, so therefore the automobiles industry or this fuel efficiency, that is the waste significant amount of energy. It is particularly diesel engines. So nowadays this engine are coated with the nanocrystalline ceramics such as zirconium and aluminium. जे काय इंजिन्स मध्ये खूप प्रमाणात डिझेल्स आपल्याला लागणार होतं किंवा जे काय हे होतं सिग्निफिकंट अमाऊंट ऑफ एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस होण्यासाठी आपण त्या ऑटोमोबाईल्स मध्ये किंवा त्या इंजिनचे इफिशियन्सी वाढवण्यासाठी आपण झिर्कोनियम किंवा अल्युमिनियम सारखे नॅनो क्रिस्टलाइन मटेरियल्स तयार करतोय. आणि देन सो दॅट वी रिटेन द हिट्स अँड इन्क्रीज द इफिशियन्सी ऑफ द सच काइंड ऑफ द इंजिन्स. अशा पद्धतीच्या इंजिनची इफिशियन्सी किंवा कंबशन कॅपॅसिटी जी असेल ती आपण वाढवू शकतो. देन द हेल्थ और द मेडिसिन. So this health or the medicines, it is very important issue nowadays. So this is the corona pandemic. Now the second waves are going, and today also the Kolhapur city and Sangli, Satara, this area, it is in red zone. So in a medicine there is a very necessity to increase the facilities and the pointed out some the drugs which is very important to kill such kind of viruses. So there is also, we are using the nowadays the research is going on the vaccines and the drugs to be prepared for the to kill the virus like corona. So this is a very important things, health and medicines, that is a longer lasting medicine in plants. So this medicines such as the different types of the nanomaterials are used in the orthopedic implants and the heart walls. Then this nanocrystalline material like zirconium oxides, this ceramic, because of this hard, we are resistance, biocompatibility, corrosion resistance, and last for long time. So this kind of silicon carbide nanocrystalline material is used in the artificial heart wall, जे आर्टिफिशियल हार्ट वॉल्व जे तयार करतात त्यासाठी आपण हे यूज करू शकतोय. So because of this, the low weight and high strength, extreme hardness, this silicon carbide, this kind of a nanocrystalline material are used in the this uh, artificial heart hall. So this use in the drugs control release the cancer therapy. आता जी काही ड्रग्स डिलिव्हरी सिस्टीम्स आहे त्यामध्ये सुद्धा नॅनो मटेरियल्स वी आर युझिंग इन लॉट्स ऑफ केस. ओके, so this is a very important aspect of nanotechnology and nanoscience which gives the this kind of applications. Next one is the food agricultures and the textiles. So food agricultures, that is the nanomaterial is nowadays we are using in widely the food packing and food processing. त्यामध्ये आपण nanomaterials use करू शकतोय. Then we can catalyze the food and the agriculture purpose. So this food quality, to increase the food quality, their safety and their storage capacity. So that kind of and then the tracing amounts or the contaminations in the present in your food, we can tracing with the help of this nanomaterial. So likewise the textiles, nanomaterial is used in the textile industry to produce the specialized cloths and the wider applications. So these are used in the medical textile, technical textile, Australian textile. So हे जे नॅनो मटेरियल जसं आता पीपीई किट आहे, तर पीपीई किट मध्ये सुद्धा आपण जो नॅनो मटेरियल्स यूज केला तर ते रिपेलेंट, कारण नॅनो मटेरियल हा रिपेलेंट आहे. सो जर तुम्ही पावसात गेलात, एखादा नॅनो मटेरियल पासून क्लॉथ तयार केलंय आणि ते पावसात घालून गेले तर तुम्ही ओलं होणार नाही. सो अशा पद्धतीचे काही क्लॉथ्स तयार करणं टेक्सटाईल मध्ये आहे. सो दॅट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग्स. काही असे आहे की जे व्हायरसेस त्याच्यावर बसल्यानंतर किल होऊ शकतात, म्हणून ते मेडिकल सायन्सेस मध्ये जे काय ॲप्रंट वगैरे असतात ते सुद्धा याच्यापासून बनवले जातात. सो दॅट इज अ व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट applications of your nanomaterials. Then environment. Nowadays nanomaterial are used as a catalyst in the many reactions, organic reactions, and due to this evolutions of hazardous gases and the wastage of chemicals and the wastage of the chemical materials is decreased due to this using of